And now, the President of United Earth.
In 4 short years, we will enter the 23rd century. And thanks to the policies of my administration, the future never looked brighter. But our colonization of the solar system still has its growing pains. As you already know, I too was once a stormer. Of course, that was many years ago, and we were just pioneering the field of psionic weapons. But my experiences in uniform built a foundation of service, loyalty, and of courage. If you can survive the Lightstorm training, you will bear the awesome responsibility of defending global democracy throughout the regions of space. Who knows? Perhaps one day you'll find yourself sitting behind this desk as President of United Earth and Commander-in-Chief of the Lightstorm Forces.
Okay, little brother. This is your last chance to change your mind and go home.
I didn't graduate top 10 from the academy to take some desk job, sir.
Your dad would have been proud of your grades. But school's over and now the real lessons begin. Are you ready for your first training mission, Private?
Sir, yes, sir.
Your job is simple. Run the gauntlet and get your butt out alive.
Now, who's this, sir?
That's the top of your class.
Troy Alexander?
He seems to know his way around the block. How about you?
Will I be getting any psionics, sir?
Why would the government waste good money implanting expensive psionic weapons in a cherry recruit? If you don't have the brain power to outmaneuver a few droids with attitude, I'd never forgive myself for sending you on a real mission. Just remember, think fast, shoot fast, and kick ass. Walk softly and carry a big stick, especially when you sidestep the corners, and you'll do just fine.
Mission complete.
I feel like hell.
They say the first one hurts the worst. How many psionics did your dad have?
I don't know, like 4 or 5?
All the psionics in the world couldn't have saved him from that terrorist ambush. That's why you've always got to keep your eyes open. And watch your ass.
Which psionic did we get, sir?
Nothing too shocking. Maybe it's time you tried it out. Now you know this training mission won't be a cakewalk like the last one. I want you to get through the chem factory alive. And don't forget, good stormers always think on their feet. You'll be facing organic enemies this time. So hunt down the phase rifle and cook them till they're well done.
Mission complete.
That was nice going back in the chem lab. Real nice. Think you actually beat my record.
Thanks.
Man, aren't you getting tired of playing these games? I am.
I say if we're calling it a game, we're still not ready for a mission.
Are you kidding me? Man, I haven't missed one trick. Not even that hidden stuff. I'm ready to go.
Any hints on this next one?
Just that you'll be getting a new psionic called Drain.
How's it work?
You'll figure it out.
So what's the mission?
It's a high-pressure IQ test. They want to see if you can nail the bad guys without blowing away any of the hostages.
Hostages?
In the words of your brother, being a stormer, it's more than just kicking ass. Show us you got what it takes, and then maybe, just maybe, we'll send you out on a real mission. There aren't enough bullets in the solar system to blast all those terrorists. So use your psionics, but don't waste the hostage droids, or you've missed the point of the mission.
Continue point reached.
There aren't enough bullets in the solar system to blast all those terrorists. So use your psionics, but don't waste the hostage droids, or you've missed the point of the mission.
Mission complete.
Well, little brother, you made it through with flying colors. You're the best we've ever seen. Other than me, of course.
Well, what about Troy? I mean, he's already out on his first mission.
Jealous? Look, Troy's a little faster out of the gate than you are, that's all. But he still relies a little too much on what's in his hands instead of what's in his head. Fortunately, that's not a problem you seem to have. So cheers.
What is it?
A gang of cryo pirates just pulled into orbit over Jupiter. Looks Looks like we've got to find someone to beam onto their base and knock out their anti-gravity engines. I think you can handle this. But before we send you into combat, you're gonna need some medical enhancement.
Well, I've already taken advanced first aid at the academy.
Look, you didn't get all this high-priced training just to get blown away by pirates. We need to protect our investment. Considering the cost of medical care, I think you'll appreciate what I'm offering. Before we send you halfway across space, let's take a trip to the psionics lab. Knock out the control consoles in all 3 towers to shut down the anti-grav engines. Then head for the exit teleporter. By the time you get home, the station will have disintegrated in Jupiter's core. Knock out the control consoles in all 3 towers to shut down the anti-grav engines. Then head for the exit teleporter. By the time you get home, the station will have disintegrated in Jupiter's core. Knock out the control consoles in all 3 towers to shut down the anti-grav engines. Then head for the exit teleporter. By the time you get home, the station will have disintegrated in Jupiter's core. Knock out the control consoles in all 3 towers to shut down the anti-grav engines. Then head for the exit teleporter. By the time you get home, the station will have disintegrated in Jupiter's core.